Hello and welcome to this dojo guide on Smartbombing Sansha Rally Points and Sansha's Rally Points to farm 6 out of 10 escalations. The fit we'll be using is on screen and will also be in the description. The hull is a Machariel. We use this because it has 8 high slots as well as a bonus to warp speed and warp acceleration. Every high slot is filled with a faction EMP Smartbomb. These are significantly better than using either Tech 1 or Tech 2 Smartbombs. It is however possible to use Tech 1 or Tech 2 Smartbombs, but it is also much slower. If you can afford it, definitely use faction smart bombs. We're then using a grappler and a web in the mids. We will show you why we are using these whilst running the sites. We have 3 cap recharges and a slightly blinged MWD. We use a blinged MWD to help with cap. Alloys are then these specific to armor mods. You want to use these because our CPU is very low, and using other ones will probably run you over. A prototype armor EM Hardener and a large Accommodation Vestment Reconstructor, using an EM resist because Sansha shoot EM primarily. Other than that, 4 capacitor power relays and 3 large capacitor control circuits. We have some drones, but these are mostly useless. We have ECM drones in case we get ganked, and some DPS drones in the odd chance that we need to do some damage. I'm currently doing this in a minus 0.2 security system. This means that there are 4 Sansha and Sansha's rally points combined in the system, which is, I believe, the most you can get. You can run both these sites. They are, however, slightly different. I'll show you how to do a Sansha rally point first. The reason we farm for 6 out of 10 escalations is because 6 out of 10 escalations are what drop the jackpot loot of A-type adaptive enams. I can't remember what enam stands for, but very high demand items. 1.5 billion is roughly their market price, so you get one of those, you've paid off your Machariel already. Right, as we land on site, there's 2 towers. There's one to the left here and one right in the middle of the mobs. You want to select the one in the middle of the back. And then as you finish warp, you want to start approaching it, turn your MWD on. You have your MWD on for 2 cycles, and then as you get to 9,000 meters away from the tower, you want to control space or click this little button to stop your ship, and then you should land perfectly in the middle of the mobs. Turn off my MWD and control space. Then once we are within 7,500 meters of every mob, we will turn our smart bombs on. As you can see, I'm staggering them slightly. This is just so that if I manage to kill a wave with the first pulse, the second pulse will then hit the next wave that respawns. Just slightly adjusting my positioning there as there was a chance that that cruiser burned out of my range, but he didn't in the end. Make sure you keep an eye on the ranges to all of the mobs in your overview. I know you can't see it right now because I'm blocking out what system I'm using, but just make sure you're within 7,500 meters and keep an eye on if anything is burning out of your range. You are cap stable with your MWD on, so you can burn around quite freely. As you can see, all the mobs are respawning on the same point, so go through these waves quite quickly. These first couple of waves you don't really have to pay attention to anything. However, the last wave has a chance to spawn either 1 or 2 battleships, which you will want to web, and make sure you stay within range, because they are significantly tankier than anything else. As you can see, this wave spawned 2, so we will lock them both up, and apply the grappler to one, and the web to the other. Now we've cleared the site. Unfortunately, we didn't get an escalation this time, but now we can warp off to a Sansha's rally point, and I'll show you how to clear that. Using this method, you should be able to clear about 15 sites an hour, which should average out to about 1 escalation an hour, but as you know, RNG can make anything happen. Now the Sansha's rally point is even easier to clear than a Sansha rally point. All the mobs spawn right where you warp into the site. However, it does take slightly longer than a Sansha rally point, but it's much easier. So once again, as we land in the site, stagger our smart bombs by using half on the first cycle, pause for a moment, half on the second cycle, and we wait. The mob's burning out of range a little bit here, so turn my MWD on for 1 or 2 cycles just to get back in range, lock them up, put webs on them, and finish killing them. It's the same premise as doing the first site, however, all the mobs spawn in a slightly different position. Once again, we've got 2 battleships on the last wave, so we'll lock them both up, make sure we're somewhere in the middle of both of them, Grappler on one, web on the other, and wait to clear the site. Unfortunately, we didn't get an escalation from either of the rally points we did in this video, but if we did, we would have had a small window pop up, and then if we had gone to the hamburger menu in the top left, activities, the agency, and gone to exploration, there would be something in this little escalation section telling you where the site is, and you can then either bookmark the warp acceleration gate at the start of the site and sell that. The standard price for 6 out of 10s is around 60 mil, or you can run the site yourself and have a chance at the adaptive enams. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me in game. My name is Sandrin Stone. And you can also ask in the dojo channel on Slack or the in-game dojo channel. Hope this video's helped you. Thank you.